Okay. Okay, now I can. Okay.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to I for Inclusion and to the fourth episode of our Every Live talk show, Let's Talk Inclusion. I'm Manobina, an inclusive education consultant and an autism advocate based in India. And the experts of today's show are again founding members of this global inclusion platform, I for Inclusion. They are Tiffany James and Lola Aneke. Hi, Tiffany. Hello, Lola. Welcome
Hi.
to Let's Talk Inclusion. How are you doing?
Good, good.
Well, thank you.
Okay, so I would like both of you to give a brief introduction to your lives and work first. So let's begin with Tiffany.
Hi, I'm Tiffany
Tiffany.
James. I'm the Director of Education for Nessy Learning, which is a global platform started by Mike and Pat Jones many years ago, and it's for it was started for dyslexic children. It's used around the world now, though, as a phonics and reading teaching program. I'm a reading specialist, a former reading specialist, and a dyslexia specialist and a dyslexia tutor and an assessor.
Well, that's great. That's great. Thank you very much, Tiffany, for coming here today. And Lola, could you please tell us about your life and work?
Thank you. So I'm Lola Aneke. I'm from Nigeria. I am a certified special needs educator, and my certification covers for the 13 different disabilities under the Individuals with Disability Education Act in the US. I am the founder of Cadet Academy, and it's an acronym for Comprehensive Autism and Related Disabilities Education and Training Academy. We also have the U Jobs Community Center for Special Needs that cater for the need of the underprivileged children. What we do is we train children with special needs. We work with their parents, and we ensure that they're educated and they can function to their best. And I've authored 3 books. The most current one is called the Dyslexia Bible. And the reason I did that was just to ensure that the African populace and the Nigerians are able to help children who have breathing challenges. Thank you.
Lola, would you like to say something about your newly launched book, Dyslexia Bible?
Wow, I'm really excited about the book. It's called the Dyslexia Bible, and it says the ultimate guide for teachers should be able to educate children with dyslexia. And why I'm really excited about it is that we have had this knowledge gap of what children with reading challenges are going through, and a lot of schools and teachers and parents do not really know what to do. They keep making the children repeat. They keep trying different strategies. But what I did with that book was to explain structured literacy and how beneficial it can be. I put in that book practical, effective ways that anyone can relate with, and it's an easy read book. And if you use that book effectively and follow it step by step as structured literacy is supposed to be done, then you'll be able to help that child with the challenges in your school. I'm super excited about the book. I can't even believe it because the book is an answer to every parent's need for their child with reading challenges. Thank you.
That's amazing. Thank you very much, Lola. So, coming to the topic of discussion today, Lola and Tiffany, in our experience, teaching the foundational skills of reading is often a lively and physical task, right? Students clapping out the syllables in verse and practicing later sounds in chorus, and teachers demonstrating the way that the mouth forms different shapes for different sounds. But this year, it looks quite different because of the pandemic, isn't it? What do you think? What's it is like this at your part of the world?
You want to start,
Is
Lola?
it like is it like this same in your part of the world? Because I know in UK the schools are open. I'm not sure about African countries, but in India, all the schools are closed. Online classes are going on, where these things are not really possible. So
Certainly more difficult.
it is really very difficult. So actually, there's a robust evidence base for how to teach children to read in person. Decades of research has shown that explicitly teaching students how letters correspond to spoken sounds and maybe teaching phonics is the most effective way to help them learn to decode words, right? But there's little evidence on how this best practice should be translated to the remote environment. What is your take on this, Tiffany?
Well, that is very interesting. And I think as far as schools in the United Kingdom, and the US, I think there's a mix of uh, uh, schools that are open, schools that are closed. Even though schools are open in the United Kingdom, I was just speaking with a mother this morning, and the dyslexia center that where her son was attending has been closed for months and months. So he has gone without any intervention at all for months and months. So that certainly presents a challenge. Now, we do know that some of our colleagues, at Enid, for instance, is doing some, I believe she's doing some virtual to one-on-one tutoring. And I do believe they're having some very good success with that. Now, it is quite different, and I think it's evolving as the situation is evolving in the world, and they're learning how to do it. But you're right. I agree. There's not any. I don't know of any robust evidence about the effectiveness yet. But there's probably. We could probably query some of those teachers and get a feel for how effective they feel it is. Now, what our offering at Nessy is different than that. It is not one-on-one teaching, and it's not a substitute for one-on-one teaching. But it is structured literacy, and it always has been. So it's good in a classroom, and it's also good at home, because the program does direct the student through the program. So it doesn't you don't have to have a specialist teacher directing it. It can be used in other ways where you can turn it into a tutor mode, where a specialist teacher can, a skilled specialist trained teacher can decide to make the program more prescriptive, to decide what this particular child needs at this particular moment. It can spend more time with that. But if you turn that off, the program does a pretty good job of doing it itself. Not as good as a one-on-one teacher, but it does self-direct them through.
Okay. So, as we all know, that structured literacy instruction is the umbrella term used by the International Dyslexia Association, IDA, to describe evidence-based programs and approaches that are effective for students with dyslexia. So, Lola, if you could elaborate on how this can be practiced at home, because now in many countries, schools and essential services are closed.
Great. That's a very interesting question. Thank you. But before I go on, I'd like to apologize how my name is being there. It says host, but I'm not a host. Manobina is a host. I think that's where, from my own hosting, the name appeared. So I sincerely apologize for that. Now, back to your question, and I'm glad we're having this discussion, because I remember at the beginning of COVID, the question was, how do we help children with disability to cope without going to school? And I know different countries came up with different ideas. I know in the UK, Frank said to me that essential service workers were exempted. They were given pass to be able to go to the homes of their students, so that the student can, because it's not, our special education, dyslexia training required specialists. Not just anybody can teach it, really. So they were given that pass to go to the homes. And that brings me to, now that this had happened, what should we be thinking for the future? What I think is, I'm very big on parental involvement in all that we do. So we need to let parents know what we're doing. Remember, like Tiffany said, it can be a whole class teaching, but then letting parents know beyond just sending reports home, this is a way to go about doing it. This is how we ought to teach it. Because we need to remember that if we teach it wrongly, it's going to give us a negative effect
Mhm.
So I think the best thing, I will look at two divides. The home, those who are from a poor socioeconomic background could speak directly with the teachers, asking, how do I teach structured literacy? How do I make sure that it is explicit, it is systematic? How do I ensure that all the approaches are put in place? And the truth is that when there's already a connection between the home and the school, it's easier for me to pick up my phone and speak to my child's teacher. So I'm trying to teach this child phonological awareness of how the sound of letters. How do I go about it? I know I'm supposed to use a multisensory approach. How do I go about it? And there are different ways we all learn. The teacher can do a little bit of a video recording and send it home. He can actually do a little bit of typing and writing and post it to the parent so the parent can understand how to do it. And thankfully, the internet is almost at our fingerprint everywhere. So you can easily go online and check how it is done. Most times I even do that as a professional because the practice keeps evolving and research keeps changing. So the ways to go about it is to inquire from the child teacher or from the school, go online and check how it's being done and ensure that you do it just the way it's been explained, because once you do it wrongly, then the child doesn't get the right approach.
No, I
Very
agree
true.
with that.
Tiffany, would you like to add something to it?
Well, I agree with that completely. The home and school partnership, when it can be achieved effectively in a good working way, is the absolute best thing for a child, isn't it? When you have that communication going forth. And I love Lola's explanation of the teacher showing just a little bit, because like she said, it's difficult when we get these questions like, well, how can I teach structured literacy at home? Because it's quite a big subject. It does require specialized training, or there would be, or every teacher would know how to do it, which we wish, but they don't. So it's not something that's easy to explain to a parent very, very quickly. But I love this idea of breaking it down into just a little section and saying, this is what we're working on right now. You can practice this at home, and then when I see your child again, we'll learn a new skill and you can practice it at home. I love that, breaking it down into little steps like that. I think that's achievable, instead of just saying, yes, I want you to teach some structured literacy or a multisensory explicit, because that usually doesn't mean much to someone who hasn't been formally trained.
Yes,
True.
that is a. So when parents, that we here run a school, Saranj Foundation, and we try to help the children the way as much as we can. And sometimes parents ask us the question that how can I help my child with dyslexia
Yeah.
learn best in homeschool? And yes, of course, we tell them that multisensory, everything go, just make everything multisensory. Just have the child hear it, say it, touch it, and move with it during every lesson. So when we take classes, online classes, we ask parents to sit with the child and help the child do all these things. And for home, for practice at home, I always tell them that make your child write words with maybe a squeeze style ketchup bottle, or maybe shaving cream or chocolate pudding. And
Spaghetti.
yeah, and then I asked them to use trays filled with salt or sand and having the child write words in this.
Yeah.
So these are the ways we actually try to help them with, and ask the parents to be present during the online classes with all these resources, so that both of us, the teachers and the parents, can help the child.
True.
And what about the digital platform? Tiffany, if you could just guide us on this.
So we have in a digital platform. Well, I mean, I guess it depends on what you mean by that. But as far as like the reading and spelling program, it is based upon the one-on-one hands-on teaching that's been done at the Dyslexia Center for more than 40 years now. And so it's been since 1999, we've been tweaking that and trying to find ways to take what a teacher normally teaches and turn it in the same concept into games and online resources. So and we keep evolving, and we're getting better and better at it. And we know that because we get good results. So that is always when a parent doesn't know how to teach structured literacy. Um, this is kind of a stopgap for them. It's either a supplement or it can be the entire program for a child that it doesn't have severe dyslexia, because they don't really have to do anything other than be supportive of their child, help their child log in. But after that, it's pretty much directed by the program. But other digital platforms like we're doing now, I know there's some people that are doing wonderful work. There are Barton tutors that are tutoring remotely, and doing an Orton Gillingham influenced program by doing it through via Zoom, and via platforms like that. And they say they're having great success, and the kids are doing well with that. So so very different types of digital platforms.
So if you could just tell us more about the Nessy programs, or maybe the teachers empowerment program that you have. So parents, can parents also go for that training program, Tiffany?
Yes, there is a our teaching program for teachers, which is it's a very basic course in just the basic understanding of dyslexia. And yes, parents can do that as well. I heartily recommend it to parents of dyslexic children because it gives them just a foundational bit of information. And both of you ladies are working on a more advanced modules for this, so we can add to this for to give a higher level of professional training. But the basic level is for parents, teachers, aides, and even classroom teachers, just to have just a foundational knowledge. What is dyslexia, and what are the types of modifications in the classroom I can make to make things easier. It doesn't teach structured literacy. It doesn't teach the teachers how to teach them to read. That's a whole different course, but it gives them the basic information of how to help a child succeed in the classroom. And as far as Nessy, the reading and spelling program that I described is, it goes from a kindergarten level, or about age 5, to about 6th grade, which is about age 12. And it is reading and spelling all the way through. It follows a structured literacy format. It always has, which is phonological awareness, phonics, fluency, vocabulary, and comprehension. And added into that, there are elements of morphology, or understanding the parts of words, and some other great comprehension and vocabulary, parts of speech, and semantics. All of that is added in at the upper level. So it's the way to teach a child to read, and it follows the same format as someone in a classroom who is teaching structured literacy and teaching children to read. They all people go through those same levels, whether they do it with ease or whether, like our kids, it takes explicit instruction. They still go through those steps to become successful readers.
That's great, thank you. And Lola, if you could just guide us with some teaching methodologies and whatever you have written in your book. So if you could just guide us with that, I think it would be very helpful for the parents who are trying to teach children structured literacy at home.
Yes, thank you so much for this opportunity, Manobina. So while Tiffany was speaking, she said quite a lot, and as she was speaking, ideas were dropping in mind. And one of the things I would like to highlight about structured literacy that we need to know is that it must be step-by-step taught. It's cumulative. You teach, so it's like counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you teach the sounds, and then you move to letter, and the letter sound corresponding, and then you keep moving on and on. So you must build on something. You must always build. And one fantastic thing again that I love about structure, I'm a great advocate of structured literacy, is that you need to, once you're teaching the sound, when I was speaking to you earlier, when you're teaching the sound, normally you just say, oh, what does the sound make? What letter does the sound make? And you say letter K, or you say, so you need to let the child know that it's not only K that can give you the K can give you that, CK can give you a, C can give you, CH can give you, and then QUE can give you. And that's the fantastic thing about structured literacy. It opens it out to you, so there's no room for guessing. You know that if it's not the C that gives you the K, it will be the CH or every other one that gives that sound. So it gives the child confidence that, look, and I need to know the context in which it's being used. So there's a build up. There's actually a build up with that. The great thing again is that with structured literacy, you are able to do a lot of practice, guided practice with the child. So the child builds confidence. When you explain to the child, you need to spell cat. You let the child know that the C, not the K, and not the CH, and not that. And then you practice on and on. It's not just about saying, look, I need to learn to go to the grocery store, for example. You don't just send that child to the grocery store, a child that has never been to the grocery store. You will go with the child and show the child the step-by-step ways. Then you step aside, and then you have the child give independent practice. The child goes along and spell those words that begins with probably cat, cup, cake, and all of that. And then you give the child immediate feedback. That's a beautiful thing about structured literacy. The feedback that you give to the child encourages the child to grow self-independent. The child, so if you say it's diagnosed, you can tell. If the child is making a mistake, you can easily pick it and say, no, remember, we say see, and that's a beautiful, one of the very beautiful things about structured literacy. And then when it comes to the issue of multisensory, and this is one thing that parents could actually do at home. So, there are different strategies, but I love two that have been explained. And I actually explained that in my book. And what that is about is, before I even go to the explanation, the beautiful thing again about structured literacy is that it doesn't just teach the child to read, it also teaches the child to spell. So as I'm saying the word, I'm able to decode and encode. Beautiful. Like, I can easily feel teaching a child how to call out the sound in cat, and the child goes arty. So the child is saying out, is reading out, and then you can also encode it by spelling C-A-T as cat. So that's that. And then the strategy for the child, most times children with dyslexia have issue with memory, and we all know and we agree that multisensory approach is very important and it works very well for them. That's approaches I love very much, which is the sit and move it. So you could actually have any objects, and that's one thing with the home. We have our spoons, we have our cups, we have bottles, whatever it is. I can decide that, okay, the cover of a bottle, and you can say all the vowel sound will be in red and the consonant sound will be in blue, and then the child moves what you're saying. That way it stays better with the child. So when you say cat, what can you hear? What sound can you hear? And the child goes, and you're thinking, okay, is that a vowel or a consonant? And the child said, C is a consonant. And you say, what colors does our C take? And the child goes and pick up the blue. The child is actually seeing and that's where the explicit instruction goes in. The child is seeing it, the child is feeling it, and it takes longer for the child. And then you go, and you go, and then the child looks for anything in red, and so that's an A, and then the P, which gives it, it's so beautiful how structural literacy is. It's type of the awareness of the sound, to letter sound, and then the vocabulary and all of those processes, and then a child feels like really empowered and can own how to read and write by his own self. And another fantastic one that I love is like when you use sound, like you say it and clap, So for example, if you wanted the child to know how many sounds are in the word cat, and you say or you jump, the child is listening and it's hearing you. These are simple strategies that can be used even in the home without having to do any specialized training. Once you explain to the parent, know, and the child can actually feel, the child can relate to such things, because these are things, his toy can be used for that. Anything in the home environment can be used for that. And these are some of the things I actually explained in the Dyslexia Bible. And another part that I really love is the part of the kind of syllabus we have. the clover, the CLOVE. How the child can see that there's a closed label, there's an open label, the consonant double vowels and the ER and all of that. I have fun teaching children this because you can use pictures. Like for example, that's a part of the book that I wrote. The child will, because of it's a graphic thing. It comes back to the child. And most times, the children with dyslexia, when they don't have a tool to feel successful, they feel to say stupid. But when they can see what you're talking about, when they can touch it, when they can feel it makes it easier for them to learn. And that's, for me, is a joy of helping a child with dyslexia to be able to read, or any struggling learner. And the good thing about structural literacy is that any learner can use to acquire automaticity and fluency and mastery of any word, be it 2-syllable or 3-syllable words. I'm just so excited. I could go on and on. Thank you, Manobina.
Amazing. Excellent. And Tiffany, would you like to share something from your book? I have read your book. Would you like to share something from your book? Any techniques?
Oh, okay. First, I want to say, what a fantastic! You can tell what a fantastic teacher Lola is just by the joy as she's talking about how she teaches her students. I mean, how fantastic that is, and I love everything. I love everything that she said. It's bringing it to life for these kids. One thing I wanted to add is one thing about structured literacy is it's individualized to the student, and so every student can get there, but they may take longer on certain parts. So they may hit certain elements where they go very fast. But that's one thing that structured literacy does, is it adjusts to the child, and it lets them take just as long as they need to get that part and go speed ahead as fast as they need to on another part. So I just wanted to add that part because it's individualized. We don't all move at the same pace. And one thing that happens happens in a maybe in a classroom where they're trying to teach out of a phonics book is they're just going from page 1 to page 200 through the year, and they want everyone to get to this certain section at this certain time. And there are always kids that are left behind, and then there's some kids that are ready to move on. But they just keep everyone at the same pace, and they have to because they're trying to get through the whole book. But that's not an effective way to teach. You have to really adjust to the child's specific needs. And I also wanted to add this too, but those talking about her book, The Dyslexia Bible, fantastic book. I recommend it to every parent. I think every parent of a dyslexic child should have this book in their library, because it is beautifully written and it is very simply written. So it's not, sometimes parents get a book and they think, oh gosh, this is drudgery. And so, it's all this academic language. It's over my head. And they don't want to plow through it all. It's not that it doesn't have good information, but Lola has written this in a way that is very simple to understand, no matter what your profession is, because parents have all different professions. Not everyone's an educator. It is beautifully written and really easy to understand. It really touches on everything important that a parent really should learn more about and know more about. So yes, I recommend that every dyslexic parent should have that in the library. I know it says specifically for Africa, Lola, but again, I think it's applicable all over the world, no matter where you live, no matter what your first language is. I think everyone should have it. And you mentioned my book, and my book is written more for children. It's called What I Need. This particular book is about self-advocacy for children in the classroom. So it talks about what children are great at and what things they may have difficulties with, and it helps them explain to their teachers what their teachers can do for them to help them be successful, because teachers want their kids to be successful. They want their students to be successful, and they may not know things like dyslexic children shouldn't be asked to copy things off the board if they find that particularly difficult, because many dyslexics, not all, but many of them find it particularly difficult, and there's a reason why. There's a reason why they do. And asking them to do it is not going to make it easier, because these types of things are always going to be difficult for a child because of maybe of underlying memory issues, and there are different reasons why this is not good. but teachers may not know that. So this is a way for kids to explain to their teachers, this is what I need to be successful in your class. And that's what teachers want, and that's what kids want. And that's
so nice, so nice. And both the books are available on Amazon, I guess?
Yes.
Oh, that's great, that's great. Would love to order for our library as well. So, Tiffany and Lola, we really had an enriching discussion today. I'll not take much of your time. And my viewers, parents, you can always write to us if you have any query, and three of us will be available to answer to your queries. So, before we conclude, would you like to give any suggestion or advice to parents, Lola?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much, Tiffany. You're a sweetheart, really. Thank you. You did a better job explaining this Dyslexia Bible, and I know the reason you have the heart for it, and you actually went through the book before it was released. Thank you so much for this support. Now, for parents of children with special needs, whatever the category, it is not the end of the world. It just shows that you have a superpower to be able to take up this challenge and help that child. You know, I've seen a lot of parents who have children with special needs, and they are more like specialists in this field. And what led them to do that? One, they make sure that they embrace their kids first and foremost, accepted the child for who the child is, because that child is first a gift before the disability or whatever it is. Accept that child, because the more you show love, the more you show empathy, the more you show understanding, the more you have made up your mind to help that child to get to the next level, then you are beginning to bring out the best in that child. Another thing I would like to say, which I learned from one of the ladies on I for Inclusion, and she said to us that, look, always exhibit positive energy. You have a choice either to dwell with the negative energy or the positive one. The positive one does us a lot of good, and I have also embraced it and really embrace the positive energy. Look at the bright side. Look at the strength of your child. Believe in your child. Advocate for your child, and keep learning. Keep encouraging that child. Do not shame this child. Never ever shame this child. Let the child know that it is a gift and it has something to offer, irrespective of the disability. Thank you.
That's actually an excellent piece of suggestion for parents. I must say, Lola, thank you very much. Now, Tiffany, your concluding remarks, please. If you have any
my audio ended for just a moment. I'm so sorry. Can you repeat the question?
Something, any concluding suggestion for our parents?
Oh, okay. Well, I would say this, that all of us that are parents of children that have special needs, I'm a parent of dyslexic children. It is hard. This is hard work. It is wonderful work, but it is hard work. And sometimes we get weary. Sometimes we're disheartened. Because it just is a lot to try to do the best you can for your child. So I would suggest that all parents reach out and look for support, and support groups are great. You can find them locally, maybe where you live. There might be a physical one where you can go visit. There are support groups on Facebook of parents that have joined together to just encourage each other and share tips and share information, share resources, and sometimes even share tutors and things like that. So that's what I would say. I would say find some support for yourself as a parent of a child with special needs or dyslexia, and just encourage each other.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot, my dear friends, for your time and very effective guidelines for our parents. And I really had a wonderful time today. And thank you to the parents as well, those who are watching this live. And the episode of Let's Talk Inclusion, this episode will go live I will share this video in other groups as well. And the third episode of Let's Talk Inclusion will speak about 7,000 purely organic viewership. So we are really humbled to be able to touch the lives of people in whatever little way we can. And we will come back again on 18 December with Sheridan Steen from the UK, Blessing Ngete from Nigeria, and Archana Garg from India. Till then, goodbye, all of you. Bye, friends. Bye, Lola. Bye, Tiffany.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Nice day.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.